Alright, this is another update on the Facebreaker build. What you're going to see on screen right now, it's a tier 15 8 mod map Delirium 200% with triple bridge tablet. The tablets are not really optimized. I was just looking for waste on drop chance. That's it. So 200% daily is doable. It's not the fastest, but I think I built up enough defenses to sustain damage and recover energy shield constantly. So that's what's going to be on the screen. Now I want to do a recap. This is an experimental Facebreaker build, right? Follow at your own risk. Can you clear stuff? Can you clear content with this? Yes, you can. But there's a lot of hinders that this character has right now. I think I only have one stat of rarity on one of my rings. That's it. No rarity on gear. Daily 200% is doable, but it's not the fastest. Right now on single target pinnacle bosses, the damage is sort of the same as it was on the previous video, but defense wise is much better. Any kind of content other than Delirium is doable, and the clearing on just normal maps, it's super good, and it's much better than what it used to be. Now, will you die on maps? Sometimes. This is a melee build, right? It's not immortal, and especially Shattering Palm puts you right next to mobs, so you're going to have to dodge roll out of certain attacks. Big slams from monsters or bosses. I would say the best type of content right now for this build is Abyss and Bridge. You can clear Abyss packs super easily and super fast. The same with Bridge. Now I want to cover a little bit of the buttons that you're going to be pressing. Main skill is Shattering Palm. Then the next one is Staggering Palm. You just want the buff part of it. I'm applying Cold Exposure and getting Blazing Critical buff from it. Try to keep it up with bells that spawn around you. You want to also be using Tempest Bell, and now with this version of the build you can use it constantly. Using Tempest Bell has two objectives, right? One is offensive, another one is defensive. Offensive, Tempest Bell combined with Shattering Palm, and Shattering Palm having ancestral boost. It's going to target more than one bell, and you're going to explode stuff around your bells. Anything that doesn't die in one hit or two hits, you just put a bell on them and boom, they explode. Now, the second objective of Tempest Bell is defensive. By spending combos, I am triggering the recharge of energy shield of my character. It's like 4 combos right now on Tempest Bell. I reduced the recharge start of energy shield by 0.8 seconds. So if I constantly use Tempest Bells, I'm going to trigger my energy shield recharge, and that's more survivability overall. Then I'm also generating combos with Living Lightning on 2 skills. Your next button, Hand of Chayula, that's just apply courses and marks. I am applying Elemental Weakness, Curse, and Freezing Mark. That's just for bosses. We pretty much want to use Hand of Chayula when the boss fight begins, and then after each transition of the boss. Then, and the last button is Ancestral Cry. You want to use Ancestral Cry as a burst window. Very good for when a bridge is starting. Very good for when Abyss monsters are spawning. And very good for boss fights. Or any beefy rare, maybe like a Delirium boss, Omniphobia, something like that. When it comes to attributes, intelligence, I'm at 454. It's actually, I believe, lower than the last version. The skills that I'm using, but some of the supports have changed. I'm using Ancestral Call on Shattering Palm. It's pretty good for covering those windows of time when you don't have Ancestral Cry. My Ancestral Cry right now, it's at around 40-second, 45-second duration with 3 endurance charges. I haven't invested in skill effect duration at all. If you want to min max, I guess, you could put rapid attacks here when you're about to face a boss. Then Staggering Palm is now applying a Cold Exposure, like I said. I am not using a beater at all. And That is because I want to ignite enemies to get Ancestral Cry. That is how I'm now using the extra fire damage coming from Facebreaker. I believe it's a much better usage of this item. So now I'm igniting enemies with Shattering Palm even. Most of the damage it has, it's actually fire. Even on the explosion, fire. There's also a decent amount of lightning, which allows me to shock enemies and bosses. It's just 20% shock, but still helps. And for buffs, I am using Ancestral Cry, like I said. Just fire ban, elemental armaments, hiding charges, so sometimes you get like double the duration and prolonged duration, of course. Herald of Ash, it triggers much more than Herald of Ice in this setup because I'm not really freezing enemies anymore since most of my damage is fire. I'm just using Magnified Area and Clarity just to get a little bit more of mana. You don't really have mana issues right now. This is just to cover those windows of times when you're facing one of those rares with mana siphoning donut. Yeah, those are very annoying and sometimes bug. So just to cover that, I'm just putting Clarity. I have extra spirit, so it's fine. I'm using charge regulation. This gives me more defenses. Can be 20% more armor evasion and energy shield. This puts my shield at, I believe, at 5.6k while mapping. Same setup with Frostwall, custom critical, boundless energy, energy retention. This is right now, I would say this is now a must instead of spell cascade. Because my crit hit chance is now lower. It's around 70% for Shattering Palm, and other skills have around 58%. That is because I'm using Evasion Energy Shield, lower crit hit chance coming from armor and Hollow Palm, but higher attack speed. My attack speed is now at 0.4 seconds, and that's what makes this version of the build much smoother and faster clearing. Now the last buff, Ghost Dance, and I'm putting Cold-Headed because reduces the ignite duration, and I hate ignite. The most annoying thing in this game. How am I generating combos? Right, Tempest Ball is one way. The other way is Living Lightning with Culmination. And it's, well, in this case, also I'm generating power charges that turn into endurance charges with resonance with Halid's Comms. Now, I'm generating combos just with Shattering Palm, right? Normally, and then I'm spending those combos to get Elite's, the power charge from Elite's Comms. Those things happen automatically. You don't even need to pay attention. Every single time you spend the 10 combos of Culmination, that reduces your energy shield recharge rate by 2 seconds. How do I do that? It's because I'm using Martial Adept. When you gain a combo, you gain an additional combo. To get the 10 combos, I will need to hit them 5 times, right? I'm also speaking into this Chakra of Rhythm. Combined with this is 30% chance to build an additional combo. So I'm generating a lot of combos constantly, expanding them with Culmination, and that is triggering my energy shield recharge rate much more, giving me also power charges too. I'm also putting the same setup with on Hollow Resonance. I am still not sure if it's working well. I might take this Living Lightning and Culmination out of Hollow Resonance and just give back its damage. But for now, I'm testing that. You probably noticed that I'm not using the extra rune slots. That is because, well, Martial Adept, you're gonna need to sacrifice your extra runes. To do that, I had to upgrade my helmet. Might not look that different from the last one, but this one has double fire res. Upgraded the rings. This one is giving me 50 cold res, plus 16 elemental res. This one also 54 and 16%. Also, these rings have more flat damage. This one has triple flat damage. I could even get more better flat damage. This tier 6 is horrible, but it's this is a great one. This, if you're curious about this, what are these things? This come from the Val Temple, Transcendent Limbs. You get it in fully upgraded flesh surgeon rune. So you can get 10% increased attack speed, increased deflection rating, mana regen while moving, stun threshold. If you die, you lose them. So stun die. I am not taking advantage of that lasagna spirit now. The anoint that I have is insightfulness, which this one gives me maximum energy shield, percentage intelligence, mana range. Jewels haven't changed that much. Heart of the Well with gain 1 range of melee hit. It's my 2 this emerald. I'm not sure if I had the Cadian's Epiphany on Facebreaker on the last build, the last version of the build, but well, now I haven't. Now gear-wise, this is my body armor. I had this before, like I bought it like a long time ago, at the beginning of the league. I'm not sure how expensive it is. Well, 200 divines. Yeah, inflation, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty good. Good luck trying to get one. Chest piece. If you cannot get it, right? Okay. I'm giving you an option. Order this one. You can get Forgotten Words. It works. You're gonna get less deflection. Well, the deflection rating, it's kind of going to be the same because this gives you deflection rating per 50 missing energy shield. Yeah, you're going to receive a big hit, and then after that, your deflection is going to get increased, and it's gonna be fine. But the thing is, you are not gonna have the reduced critical damage bonus. That's going to suck, and also you're gonna have less spirit. And I have a version of this of the setup with Forgotten Words on Molytics. You're going to be dropping charge regulation and ghost dance. It's going to be okay, reduce defenses, right? But you're gonna have your companion, which can tank hits for you, and you can clear, like with that you can clear most content still. It's just daily that's gonna give you issues. Boots. Well, I'm using these 15 spirit boots. These ones are like around 150 divines, 100 divines, I guess. The Ancestral Tiara, I believe it was around 50 to 60 divines. So we're looking about what, like, I'm going to use Exile, put 450 divines on gear. But you don't need a weapon. So some of the divines that will go to your weapon, they go to your gear. Okay? You build defenses and damage that way. Rings, super cheap. I think I got them from 1 divine each. The runes will be also on the mobile lyrics page. I would say try to not go below 5k energy shield. If this setup is too complicated because of the resistances, just go for the one that was a full energy shield with the extra rune tabs. So what's the future now for this build? I think right now the bases are solid. I think now if I want to have better clear, I'm going to have to lean more into jewel stacking, like getting these kind of jewels, going for jewel sockets, and just get crit hit chance and crit damage bonus from them. That will allow me to drop this entire node, maybe with this and this. I'm going to be able to travel through the passive Atlas tree much more, get more jewel sockets, more intelligence. With the Winter Owl is more defenses also. And in the very, very far future, I want to be able to socket, where's my jewel? This Heroic Tragedy, just to showcase. This one here gives you this notable 1% increased evasion rating per 2 intelligence. This combined with the Winter Owl, it's around 8% increased evasion rating per 10 intelligence, just to make it a little bit easier to understand. More intelligence, more damage, more evasion rating, which also means more deflection. The ideal place you want to put this jewel, I think it's here, because you don't really take anything around here. So you put it here, and then you just go for the notable. You take this one, and well, that's it. Alternatively, I guess you could put it here too. It's a little bit much more travel, but you can also get energy from here. Oh, also in the future, I might be able to replace instrumentis. Thing is, it's super hard to replace these because it gives you a lot of stats. But I think if I can get jewels specifically like this, look at this. As increased intelligence, you can get increased intelligence as a suffix if it's a desecrated mod specifically, so you have to get it by desecrating. But if I can get this, then I can get a pretty good amulet with a lot of quality and stats. I could probably overcome this, the loss of the 114, but it's 121 all attributes. Could probably overcome that. Also, improving rings. I think you can get up to 60% quality rings. Those are pretty good too. Those are bridge rings, I believe. The build has feature. This is I'm not stuck here. Like I just need money. Just need divines. Just bring money. I could probably get even get what like Karokan's Resolve and also Ranked slow on this. And with that, with those two things, I just explode things around. The next update of this build would probably be after the PoE1 fresh event. That's gonna last for 3 weeks, so I will come back to this character when either the fresh event ends or I get bored of it. And probably in the fresh event, I might do a hollow pump build too with the fresh essences. Yeah, that is it.